Welcome
Really
to
cutting it to the limit, brother.
Hello.
My goodness, good to see you.
well,
Good
yeah, good
good
to see you,
morning. Good
man.
morning.
You want
I've
it? Hey,
been
we're
up all
just
night. Sorry.
we're
That's okay. That's okay.
oh,
That
no
means you're
problem.
busy.
Super
It's
busy.
that is that is the raw reality of this authentic hustle. Well, welcome everybody
Welcome.
to Authentic Hustle number 18.
Number 18.
Unbelievable.
21 is
Not
coming,
only
Colin. What
number
are we doing?
18,
What are we doing for 21? I feel like we need to do something special.
uh,
21.
we'll have cake.
We'll have cake. Yay, cake.
Um, not only is this number 18, everybody, we have surpassed 9,000 views on YouTube Shorts in the last week.
Wow.
So
Wow.
we're patting ourselves on the back. A little seal clap there, a golf clap. But authentic, authentic live. What are we? We're unscripted business variety show. Um,
Pretty much.
brings real entrepreneurs and candid conversations, lows, highs, lessons, building meaningful conversation. And that's the three of us here. Um, my partner on my left is Vijay Swami Nathan, serial entrepreneur, incredible person. Was just up for 24 hours, I guess. But he's here. And then in the center, Kelly Kennedy. He's the founder of many things
A
and
couple
many
things now.
great things, and he seems to find more every day. He's like that kid that goes out back and comes back with more rocks every day, and he's like, "Look what I got! Let's do this!" And we're doing it right now, and and I love it, and I'm part of it, and it's exciting, and uh, and that's it. So, what makes us unique? No scripts, just real talk. I think that's the beauty of the authentic hustle, and we're very very excited to be on number 18 and head to 21. 21, for those of you who don't know, is they say most podcasts die before they hit number 21,
Yeah.
and we're not dying. We're just
We are
living.
rolling.
So, yeah.
Just getting
So
started.
why
And
don't we?
actually, you know what's funny? And let's just talk about that really quickly because I think maybe for the listeners listening who maybe want to start their own live show or want to start a podcast or something along those lines, they might be questioning, should I get into it? How many episodes does it really take before things start to happen? Like, guys, we were getting like, I don't know, 10, 15 views of our YouTube channel for the past like 16, 17 shows. Like, it's only just now starting to get traction. So if you're starting a show and you're like at episode whatever, 15, 10, 8, 4, and you're like, why isn't it blowing up for me? It's a long game. Every
Yeah.
content game is a long game. Whether you start a podcast, a live show, a YouTube channel, it's going to take you probably some time before you start to get traction. So stick with it. Commit to like 50, 100 episodes and just go to town. And don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about the views. Your thing has to catch fire, and you don't know when it's going to happen. You just got to stick with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I say something on that note? With Pathfinders, I've had like sometimes like no traction, or sometimes like, okay, what am I doing with it? But end of the day, I'm so looking forward to every other conversation because I so enjoy talking to people and the stories. And I think what drives me in the Pathfinders journey is the curiosity. Because when I go talk to these people, amazing stories. I what I could learn in a month, probably I learn in a couple of a conversations. So yeah, there's no stopping with any of this. So it's with authentic hustle, with what's happening with the tariffs and what is happening with the market, what's happening with in our lives. I think I'm sure people will find it valuable when we start enjoying ourselves. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm learning, Kelly and
Yes,
Colin.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, should we get into the spin?
Yeah, let's go, let's go. Colin is frozen. Colin, are you there?
He's got the stare.
Yeah. So are we what? So we are doing one trending topic and spin, correct, Kelly?
Yeah, let's do it. Sure.
Got it. Hey, Colin.
Hey,
Yeah,
VJ, are
yeah.
you able to toggle your echo cancellation?
Echo cancellation. One sec. Oops. I might have to stop sharing. Is it done on? Oh, I cannot do it. This can be changed while recording. That's what it says.
Okay. Yeah, just getting a little bit of an echo.
Oh,
That's okay.
okay.
We'll fix it post.
All right. Okay. You're getting a feedback. Okay. I see.
Echo.
Got it. Okay. Let
All right,
me.
let's spin.
Let's. Sorry. Oops. All right. So, what are we talking about? The trending topic of the week. So, we have a few topics. What
Love
are we-
Island, USA.
Love Island, USA. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I can open it. Let's see what it is. I have no idea what it is.
Oh, I thought that was your search
I am
bar.
not caught up on some trash
Yeah.
reality TV lately.
No, I haven't.
I thought that was VJ's search history.
Dan Muse, Bank of Canada. I don't know what is Bank of Canada.
How about the fact that the Oilers are in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup
Yes.
Finals?
Absolutely.
Let's
let's-
talk that a little bit.
Let's go talk about it. Yeah,
Wow,
Let's
2
go
years
talk
in a row.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's the same team again, isn't it? They're playing
Yeah,
like
it
they
is.
they lost to the Panthers last year in the Stanley Cup Final, didn't they?
Yeah. In the,
So it's
final.
literally it's 2024 rematch.
Yeah. You know
My
what's
gosh.
amazing? Just personally for me, I was in Italy last year during the entire finals, and so I was waking up at like 2:30 a.m. trying to catch the game, and nobody else in Italy was doing that. So it's going to be quite a different experience, even from my couch. It's going to be so much better, and when they win as well.
Yeah, I'm a bad hockey fan. I only watch when the playoffs happen. I'm just too busy, and I really am. Like by the time a night goes, like to be able to take a couple hours to watch a hockey game, it's just a bit much. But once they hit the playoffs, I absolutely love watching.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Maybe this is a good time. Kelly, you've seen it. VJ, you haven't yet. Our entire warehouse, we've got about 30,000 square feet. Each bin location and our inventory system is actually numbered after the Edmonton Oilers players.
Oh wow.
And on the end of every aisle, we have an Oilers jersey, and our lowest price items start with number 4 as a code for Kevin Lowe, and they go up to 99 to Gretzky. And true story. That's how much of fans we are, and we're not bandwagon. We've been doing this for years.
Oh goodness.
So-
Yeah. Yeah.
So if somebody can beat an Oilers fan like that, pretty hard. And everybody who drives in, my business partner and I, John, both have Edmonton Oilers license plates on our trucks. So
That's awesome.
if
Yeah,
if
it's
you don't
it's
cheer
so
the
good for the
Oilers-
city. It's so good for the city. Honestly, like I was at last year, we were out on the street. I want to say it was like game 4 or game 5 and they won. I have never heard Edmonton shout like that. It was like a unified cheer from a city. It was absolutely unbelievable. We were outside downtown and we were quite a ways away from Rogers. And you could just hear it. And everyone's honking. It was the craziest, most unifying thing for a city I have ever seen.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I haven't watched an Oilers game yet. I'm not a huge like sports like franchise fan. I've watched a few games. I've played tennis. I've played cricket, but I couldn't get onto a franchise yet. But what I love about Oilers is like when I used to live in Toronto, it was all about Raptors and whatnot, and here it's like Oilers. But I get that it kind of brings people together. I think that's a common topic. Okay, like a small chat or anything like that. Whatever aisle you're on, left or right, I think it kind of brings people together. That is
Yeah.
something I love about
Yeah.
the gaming franchise. So that's all I'm going to say. I haven't. Watching an Oilers game is on my to-do list. So yeah.
Well, and I think too, like if you're having challenging times, right? Like keep in mind the Oilers hadn't been that far in the playoffs. I don't even go, God knows 2006, right? Like they had like a losing streak, unfortunately. And so for it to have been COVID and all the crap that everyone had gone through, obviously the economy hadn't rebounded, still hasn't. And then you go into something unifying, like a team winning on behalf of a city. It is that thing. It's that like missing piece that gives people something to rally behind, that unifies every person in a city, right? Regardless of your man, woman, child, everybody can get behind their team, their city's team doing good in a Stanley Cup final or something. Like I said, I've never seen it. I've never seen it. You know, like I remember 2006, I was working, I was a kid working at a car lot. So I remember, you know, I was crowding around the TV and watching that back then and as a 16, 17-year-old kid. But to see it as an adult, to have seen it last year and just see that win and see the entire downtown of a city just erupt. I've never seen it, and I get chills just thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and you know what? I've been watching a lot of the previews and stuff leading up to the finals. I think it's actually good nationally for the country, right? Whether it would be Calgary or Edmonton or Toronto or, obviously I love that it's Edmonton. I think as a country going through what we're going through with the tariffs and with different things like that, and every day you hear looming recession, that type of thing, whether or not happening, I think this ties a country together pretty well too, right? It's it's been 35 years since we've had the Stanley Cup, right,
Yeah.
in Canada. I think it's amazing, and I think it's amazing for the country, and you can kind of see it if you watch, what's happening from coast to coast. It's fun, right?
Yeah.
And even the different sports stations, right, or whatever you call them, Sportsnet and them, they're all in this, right? They're in it to win it, and it's amazing. And the fact that it's back to back, like you're playing the exact same team, and all those things going on, and then to lose in Game 7 and
Yeah.
then come back and do it all again. And I think the momentum. I mean, how do I know, right? I'm just a spectator, but I feel that the momentum is there, that they're going to come out, and of course we want that and crush it. And then I'm hearing people, because they look at where the games are played 2-2 and then 1-1, is people are hoping that we win it in 5, which is kind of funny. It's like saying, I hope we lose one game so we can win the Stanley Cup in Edmonton. Right.
Right.
Well, I actually think there is something to that, right? Because playing at
I do
home
too.
just gives you that home team advantage.
Yeah. And I didn't know, I've got a friend going up for the away games to Edmonton, because I didn't realize they sell tickets and sell out the Rogers Arena for every game, whether they're playing away or here. And he said it's really inexpensive, right? $20 or something. He can go in and he can watch, and they just put it
Yeah.
on the screen. He goes, it's easily for him just as exciting as if they were actually on the ice there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
that's
pretty
it, right?
cool,
It's
that
the
people will
community.
make that sacrifice.
It's about community, people, right? Community
Yeah.
is everything. Being around people who think like you, love the same things as you, can encourage you and lift you up. Like the further we go down this path, Colin, and maybe this is kind of an interesting tangent, but I realized the other day that community is everything for everyone, right? Like whether you're in business, whether you have a passion, whether it's just your family, everybody needs community. Nobody can do it on their own, no matter what it is. Like nothing I've accomplished, I could have accomplished alone. None of it, right? It took community. It took people encouraging me, uplifting me, believing in me, supporting me, making the choice to buy my products and services, telling their friends and families, right? Like everything you do is about the community you surround yourself with. And so I think we need to get very deliberate about making a choice to build community.
Well, and
Yeah.
I think of a lot of it, if you, because we're speaking about sports, if you look at the United States and like Friday Night Lights and stuff like that, right? And back to community, I look in the smaller centers, like we've got 110,000 people where I live. And the community really needs to be built on, right? That way, like even if not just a playoff, right? But it needs to be deeper than that. It needs to not just be sports. It needs to be bring a community together, like you're saying, for all genres, if you
Yeah.
will, right? Everybody has a different sound. And, I learned that from John Maxwell years ago, when I had his CDs. I used to get a CD every month or whatever it was and listen to it.
Yeah.
And the way he said it was, if you don't listen to classical music, maybe listen to it, and for a purpose. Understand why maybe VJ likes classical, I like hard rock. I don't,
Yeah.
but if that was the thing, have an appreciation for what somebody else's view might
Right.
be. I think that ties into community, right? I don't drive down the road and go, oh, well, that's not my thing, right? Whether or not it's my thing, appreciate it. And I think that brings community closer, not separation.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean you don't like classic rock? What's wrong with you?
Well, I do. I don't, I'm not a, I like classic rock. I'm not a Metallica screecher.
No, no.
Yeah, it's just not my thing. But you know what? But at the end of the day, if somebody else likes that, I don't want to form my opinion because of what they like, because it's not what I like. And I think
Yeah.
that's what destroys communities, right? It
Yeah.
is personalities destroy communities, or they make communities.
Well, okay. I'm sorry. We're
and
gonna stay here.
VJ,
What
I
is
don't
your
know if-
favorite type of music?
Mine?
Yeah.
DJ
Are you
Cool.
ready?
Yeah.
This is gonna blow your mind. Coffee house music. So,
Am I a millennial and don't know what that is?
no, dude, it's like you're in Starbucks and it's like a light jazz
Okay.
or piano music.
Okay.
Honestly, it's like every day when I leave my house, it's kind of, you're gonna think this is the weirdest guy ever. I verbally ask my dog what music it wants me to put on, and I'll choose, but it's always that.
Okay.
I just think it's really relaxing. Like even if I'm reading or whatever I'm doing, or even
Yeah.
just being around the house or the office, that's what it's like I would call it a light jazz.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe it's a clarinet. No.
Do you know what's funny?
It's,
I listen
but
to
I
different.
do. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I listen to different types of music for different things. I'm a huge classic rock fan, by the way. It's not Rockstar is not just the thing I do on the BDP. I genuinely am behind that 150%. That is who I am. I remember when I told Shelby I'm going to call our community Rockstar. She's like, yeah, absolutely. Like, it's just so Kelly. But you know me, I'm a child of the 90s, early 2000s. Like, I grew up listening to, alt rock and stuff, Nirvana, just Oasis, you name it, just 90s stuff, right? And then that kind of translated into the early 2000s. My brothers are much older than me. And so like, Kelly, like, have you heard like Kiss or like Def Leppard? And I'm like, no. And then I heard them and I was like, I am here. I have found my stuff. I literally took the boys not that long ago to the Sum 41, the final Sum tour, for their very first like joint concert with me. And we had such a great time. Like, it just took me back to being 12 all over again.
Yeah. Well, and I do. I have to admit it's not like I'm driving around in my truck, right? I've got this.
You got like Coffee House on, you just jazzing.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, but you did trigger me there. Is like I'm more of the Van Halen, the Def Leppard.
Okay.
And I've
Yes.
been known when those come on, it gets turned up for sure.
Yes.
But I do appreciate a bunch. Like I do listen to a lot of No Shoes Radio, Kenny Chesney.
Yeah.
And but he plays a variety of whatever.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
It's more so just whatever mood I'm in.
Yeah.
I guess, right?
Yeah,
And if you
Shelby's
look
the
at my
country
Spotify
fan, so
download music,
whenever I hop in the van, there's country playing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
what about
get
you,
this.
BJ?
I get this question like what like I'll talk about music in just a sec. I'll ask people ask me like what food do you like? I mean, I like Italian, Mexican, Asian, Indian, like all kinds of foods. Similar, like my taste with music is also very similar actually. I like rock, but I don't like all rock. Right? I like classical, I like jazz too. But I don't like it all. Like it depends on the music and the artist, I guess. Like if I like it, I like it. But there are some music I cannot hear just because it's popular, right? Like popularity never like got stuck with me. So it's with like I'll tell you what happens. Like in India is a huge country. Everyone are cricket fans. Something that we got from British, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like we play cricket like crazy, right? But I played cricket for a long time. Then I at one point I couldn't take it anymore. Like I couldn't even watch the game. So if it's something is extremely popular, I'm not able to like be a fan of it just because the society pushes you to be a fan. I mean, you go to a bar, you see Oilers everywhere. I mean, that kind of like actually I kind of love the movement, the community, people are bringing it together. But when everyone is doing it, and then it kind of doesn't feel very enticing to me. I don't know how to even
Not a
like put it
bad
in
way.
words. If you can help me, Colin
Well,
or
you know,
Kelly, that's
then
how I feel sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
No, and
you always bring the good, solid answer. I'm just like blurting out things, right, and changing my mind as I'm saying them mid sentence. And you're like the deep, methodical. Here's why, and then I'm like, no, I'm more like VJ actually. I so that's a compliment to you. I'm just off the cuff, whatever.
Uh,
I aren't cricket
But
games like multi-days long, VJ?
oh yeah,
Sorry, cricket. Yeah, no, cricket games are like there are few formats. One is like a test format, which is like 5 days long. The other one
Yeah.
is a short format, which is like 3 hours long, something like a football match.
Yeah.
So those are the two formats. The shorter format is, of course, getting more traction because of the viewership and everything. But yeah, I mean, like I haven't watched cricket in like 15 years. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you don't have multiple
well, that would have
days
been
to
3
sit and
games,
watch a game.
right? Yeah, you would have
Sorry?
missed 3 games in 15 years. That's how long they are.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, like the whole business model around, I don't know, that could kind of like because like, oh, you didn't watch the game last night? I mean, like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel guilty about it, but I don't know how to even share it sometimes. I feel, oh, socially awkward. Oh no, I didn't watch the game. Like, because the question is like, no, I didn't watch it. So I never felt the pressure to watch it, if you
Yeah.
will. So
Yeah.
that's where I come from. It depends. Maybe I'll watch it, but watching an Oilers game is definitely a tool. I will do it with my son. I have to do it. I have to go to the Rogers Arena. I have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
do it.
but I couldn't say I will be watching every game. No, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
I don't know. I love watching hockey, but finding the time to do it with everything else that I do, it's just not the top of my passions list, right? As much as I love sports, I do love sports, but honestly, I love moving the needle for myself and my businesses and my podcast more. So that's what ends up happening.
Yeah. Are we spinning the wheel today?
My
I don't
goodness,
know.
we're already at like 11:23. Yeah, we're gonna have to
Yeah.
hit this one
Okay,
quick.
spin. We're at
Let,
7 minutes.
let's go.
2 minutes each, 1 minute to close.
All right, 3 topics, sweetie. Are we addicted to attention? Number 1, it's about social media and stuff. Number 2, is the gig economy empowering workers or exploiting them? Great. Okay. Number 3, nuclear energy, clean power or dangerous risk?
It's my turn. I'm gonna go with nuclear energy. Yeah, because the other two would have been easy for us. This one's not going to be.
Yeah. I was gonna say, who would pick that?
Right? Yes.
Clean power or dangerous risk? Absolutely.
I'll chime in. I think that ultimately we need to see what the new options are. Like, for instance, we think about nuclear energy. What do we think about? We think about Chernobyl. We think about, I'm not sure, Fukushima would be the other one, right? Massive disasters, massive power plants being the other side of it. I'm kind of interested to see what these new smaller reactor power plants might be like. I worked with a client who had actually bid some of those smaller projects for just information purposes. And basically they can make these like itty bitty reactors now that aren't much bigger than a typical warehouse size, and that could basically power half of a city, which is pretty incredible when you think about it from that standpoint. So I would be, it's hard to say, like, obviously I'm anti-nuclear disaster. Absolutely. I don't want any nuclear disasters. But when was the last time that you heard about where the technology is at? And those nuclear disasters were probably plants built in, let's call it the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s would be my guess. Like, I don't know, but I'm taking a guess at it, a stab at it. How far has nuclear technology come in the past 50, 60 years?
Yeah, I mean, everything is a risk, right? I mean, like anything is a risk. If you're launching a rocket in space, is a risk. I mean, there's no risk, no reward. I mean, the entire humanity's endeavor has been risk taking, and if you're not taking, I mean, so is with Authentic Hustle, with the business, right? If you're not taking the risk, there's no reward.
Yeah.
So, but I think with nuclear, we have come a long way. There are mixed opinions with climate change and so many other buzzwords that we can throw around. but I think it comes back to common sense, right? What are we do? How much are we paying for our energy today, guys? I mean, like, are we hundreds and thousands of dollars per month?
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think with all the, I read a book. Actually, I forget the name. I'll try to bring it back probably next week or something. It's a great book. It spoke about something very super important to humanity as a whole. It said, like, hey, we have made so much progress with innovation and technologies and so many things. So our productivity has increased, our overall capability of producing more has increased, but why has the cost not come down? Why has that not been shared with humanity? That's a very thoughtful question, and I didn't have the answer. But like, right? I mean, so is with energy, right? I mean, why are we not adopting a common sense energy solution? It doesn't have to be power. It doesn't have to be solar. It doesn't have to be solar. It doesn't have to be wind. But if we can bring down the cost of energy, that is going to put the economy on steroids, and it'll be a huge boom to the entire economy. I don't know why people are not adopting as quick as they should, even though there are risks, and I'm sure that they have plans to mitigate it. I'm not a nuclear expert, but that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, I think honestly, it's all about the public opinion, right? It's about like those two big disasters that everybody kind of looks at and says, I don't know if I really want that for my country, my province, right? But we forget Ontario has nuclear power plants. And we don't really talk about that, do we? But they do. So maybe the technology could be better, like, or is better. I think maybe it would be interesting if you're listening to this right now and you have any expertise in nuclear energy. Please, in the comments, wherever you hear this,
Nuclear
tell
experts.
us what it is. Like, where is nuclear energy? Because you don't hear anybody talking about it. Nobody has talked about the advancements in modern day nuclear power anywhere. I haven't seen it on TV. I haven't seen it on Netflix. I haven't seen it anywhere. So if you're hearing this today and you know something
Here's
about
the
where
thing,
we're
I'll
at,
chime in. Oh.
please do tell us. Go ahead, Colin.
So yeah, I just punched it in just for a quick note. And if nuclear energy was promoted, if you will, to say this, low carbon emission, virtually no greenhouse gases once operational. Fantastic. That's what everybody wants, right? We're not hearing that. Reliable base load power, 24/7 regardless of weather or sunlight. Another pro, right? High energy density, small amount of uranium produces massive energy. There's another bonus. Long lifespan of the plants. Like you said, Kelly, when were these places built? Well, 40 to 80 years with upgrades,
Wow.
right? And that would have been what we have for modern technology now versus 40 years ago is a world of difference,
Yes.
right? In everything. So let's just imagine for a moment if that's how it was promoted. We don't even hear this. You don't turn the news
No.
on, you don't hear this. You don't hear anybody talking about it. It's not popping up in my feed. Now it will, of course. But it wasn't. That's how it goes. But just imagine if that's what we heard, because the word, like you guys were saying, nuclear has always had this negative connotation around it.
Yeah.
Right? In my view, anyway. What I've seen of it, it's always been, like you said, what went wrong, right? They don't talk about what could go right. Outside of, North America, anyway, right? We don't hear much about it.
No.
So that's my 2 cents. We've got 1 minute, guys.
Okay. Yeah. Let's close it off. Like I said, I know nothing about nuclear energy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend for a second like I know a thing about it. But I have heard about these things. I believe they call them micro nuclear reactors. And I know that they're typically pretty small. Like, I think they're about the size of a sea can container. Once again, could be totally full of shit here. But they're very small, and they can take a pretty small footprint and power quite a bit of stuff. So I do wonder what the safety is on something like that. And if it works, I do like the idea of low cost energy as long as it's safe.
Yeah, I mean, something I'm really like, I think the whole, in terms of the whole AI narrative, people are worried about is the energy deficiency. And without nuclear, I think there are less chances of making it, and many countries are already looking at it. Trump is looking at it. I'm sure like many other countries are also looking at it. I'm sure Canada should adopt it, because there is energy deficiency, not just with the EV adoption and whatnot. The powering the data warehouses, the number of servers that are actually going to be up on the cloud is actually increasing every day, and without nuclear, we may not make it. So I think it's something that we should think and adopt. I'm not a nuclear expert, but at the same time, give it thought and then see what's best for humanity. And if you're looking to save, not what if you're looking to reduce carbon emissions and whatnot, go for it. It's a common sense solution, I think. Yeah, I would definitely dig more into it. I'm not an expert at all, but I think it's a good solution for humanity. That's how I think. Yeah.
We are podcasters and business
Absolutely.
people. We are just giving the best advice from the top of our heads.
My favorite
Sorry.
part of the day is I hope somebody asks me later on today in some weird conversation. So what was on the Authentic Live, the Authentic Hustle today? Oh, we were talking about nuclear energy.
Yes, we are
Good- good-
clearly
good
experts
topic.
on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Talk
they'll
to
go,
us.
Good talk.
Well, guys,
But
that
it's
takes us
raw.
to the end today. Awesome show. Had a great time. Enjoy the game tonight. VJ, this might be the one to watch.
I will watch it. I'll watch today's game.
Watch Game 5.
Until next time, it was awesome. Later, hustlers.
Bye now.
Later.